Alright, hey, it's Mega here, and today I'm going to be washing my Sauron Lightbee. Alright, why am I shooting a video about me washing my Lightbee? Well, so this bike has like a serious problem with it when I had the BAC controller on it. Alright, ever since I had installed the BAC controller, whenever I get the bike wet, alright, I don't know what, maybe the controller, the motor, something, when the bike gets wet, it starts riding on its own. Alright, I had to race a race like that. All right, it was soaking wet, you know, and the bike would just move on its own, and the only way to stop it was to use the regen. All right, and I don't have the regen throttle anymore, so so we're going to test it out today to see if you know, that BAC controller was really the problem. So now I'm running the KO motor factory spec controller and motor combo. Okay, so and so I haven't got this thing wet yet, and I'm planning to do some maintenance on the bike, so I want it to be clean before I start working on it. So we're gonna go wash it. All right, so usually when I wash this bike, I'm very strategic of where I wash. You know, I try to wash away from all the electric components, but I'm gonna try to get it wet today. All right, so one of the features of this controller and motor is that they're IP something certified. All right, they can get wet. All right, so I'm gonna get my bike wet. Okay, and then we'll see how it runs. All right, I'll get a kind of accelerated video of me washing it. I'm just gonna wet it down and then scrub it with a brush and soap in certain places, and then yeah, right, and then we will put it on the stand after. And then I'm going to fire it up, and we're going to see if it moves. I shot a video about this before because I had the KO motor in there, but I had the BAC 4000 in there, and it still did the same thing. All right, so I want to see if this has kind of cured it. All right, so if it's one thing I've always had a problem with that BAC controller is when it gets wet, it rides on its own, and that's really, really annoying, and it's really, really dangerous too. So okay, all right. Okay, there it is. I've washed it pretty well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the stand. All right, yeah, I'll bring the stand out here. I'll put it on the stand, and I'm gonna kind of dry it with the compressor, the air hose, and then we'll fire it up. All right. Okay guys, so I know I kind of cheated a little. I dried the bike, but we're gonna go fire the bike up right now and see if it works. All right. On. All right. I'm gonna twist the throttle. Oh yeah, it's on eco mode right now, so it won't go super fast. So. Regen is pretty violent, but there, as you can see, the bike is fine. All right, so okay, so yeah, so as you can see, the bike is fine. I can get the bike wet now, and it'll run. I mean, it's not wet right now. So what I pretty much I soaked it, I washed it, and then I dried it with the air hose, just so there's no water spots. That's all. That's the only reason I did that. And then I let it dry in the sun for a little bit. Now I probably should have fired it up when the bike was well, the bike was like totally wet, but yeah, whatever. We can try that some other time, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. All right. I guarantee you, had I had the BAC controller on here and I just blipped the throttle right now, the wheel would just keep on moving. All right, so that seems to have fixed that. That's one thing I do like about the KO controller, is it doesn't have that problem when it gets wet. All right, that's a common problem that I've had and that a lot of people with BAC controllers have had. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, this was this video just to show you that, yeah, you can get the KO controller wet and it won't go all crazy. All right, so is Hades Omega going to be doing any wet races anytime soon? No. All right, but it gives me peace of mind that if we do a wet race, the bike gets wet, we go through a water crossing or something, I have to wash the bike won't go haywire like it did before. All right, so it pretty much runs like stock pretty much. All right, cool deal. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Look out. Okay, update. So one thing that did stop working is my battery meter. All right, so not the one that's on the battery, but the one that I have on the bike. All right, so I got that one pretty wet. All right, but okay, like it kind of works. It wasn't like that before. It was working fine before. So okay. So hopefully when it dries it works. That's the first time I see it do that too. That's kind of crazy. All right. Okay, haha, like a few minutes later, it's you can read it a little bit better now, man. This gauge has been really good to me though. I use it a whole lot, so well, I won't have to replace it anytime soon because I've glued it to the battery cover. so yeah, but yeah, it's been working really good, this stock battery meter. As you can see, I've got another one down here. This is that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. It doesn't look like that right now, but maybe it will soon. It's halfway better than it was before, so I got about 58% in there. Yeah. Okay.